Alright, Stellar Blade with the 4060 Ti 16GB model. How is it going to do? As you can see right here, we are at the settings. If you go to display, we are at full 1080p, as you can see here, and with the graphic, we are at very high. It's just that we have the environment textures instead of very high. Since we have the 16GB model, we can handle more VRAM, so I'm gonna put it at 4K. As you can see, the bar here will increase, and there it is. It's almost at 12GB now, so if you have like a 12GB card, maybe just keep it at very high instead, or if you have a an 8GB card, then keep it at medium instead. Alright, so for us, we're gonna put it at 4K, which will put the preset at custom, and we are using DLSS 4, which is the transformer model, very good, at native DLAA, which means it's only the DLSS and the aliasing being used. There's no frame generation, and low latency is on without the boost, since we're not using frame generation anyway. Alright, we have sharpening at 5, just to get like that little bit of more crispiness because of the DLSS, and we can check out how the game is doing. Alright, so this is the first area of the game, as you can see here, and you can see the averages. Let's just reset the averages, and yeah, there we go. We are sitting at about 90-ish average FPS, as you can see at the top. Let me just, if we can just kill these monsters. Alright, there it is. As you can see, I mean, the card can handle this game pretty well, even at native 1080p. Everything maxed out, textures at full max, like everything really good. As you can see, if we pan the camera this way, there's not too much to render. As you can see, it goes up all the way to 120. Where everything is happening, it goes down to about 90-ish, between 90 and 100 FPS average. Again, I already played the demo. I did like a whole video, me playing the whole demo, giving my review and all that. I'll probably post it at some point, but this is basically when I did play the demo at 1080p, everything maxed out, the same settings as you see in here. The game is very well optimized. I mean, it's set at around between 90-ish and 100 FPS average throughout the whole demo, which is very surprising. I mean, it is very well optimized, so that's pretty good. And the graphics also look pretty good. I mean, as you can see here, like everything looks very crispy because of the DLSS, DLAA, and like it's very good. We have around 94, 95-ish average FPS. And there's not too much ghosting or shimmering because of the DLSS. Again, we are using native, so it's only the anti-aliasing, which is pretty good. So it is very well implemented into the game. All right. So again, this is very good. If we go to 1440p, if we just test it out, for example, at 1440p, again, I don't have a 1440p monitor. It's a 1080p monitor, but I'm using DSR to basically upscale the rendering to 1440p. So we can just do that real quick, and we will see how that goes. Again, you will see a little bit of inconsistency here because OBS is pretty much, let me just fix it. There it is. There we go. Let's put it back at 1440p. There we go, it worked. Because OBS is at 1080p and this is 1440p, you cannot really change it unless I stop recording and I record again, so I don't want to do that. But now it's fixed, so it is at 1440p right now, as you can see here. The same settings as we had before, and even at 1440p, everything maxed out, and we are still well above 60 FPS, which is pretty good. And this is native DLSS, by the way. It's DLAA, which is pretty good. So even with the 4060 at 1440p, everything maxed out, you can still pretty much play the game at above. It does drop maybe in like the high 50s sometimes, especially in like cutscenes or whatever, because the cutscenes are rendered in engine, so it has to render like those quick jumps in cutscenes very quickly in like 1 millisecond, so it does kind of choke out the GPU a little bit. But most of the average, as you can see here, I mean, it is very good. Let me just reset the average real quick. There it is. And again, keep in mind, I am recording on the same PC as well, so that usually takes about, in performance, about like 60 6% performance or something like that. So these so the drops to like maybe 58 or 57, they are actually around like 60 FPS or 61 instead, if I'm not recording. So just keep that in mind, right? We do a little finisher here. There it is. I mean, the gameplay is really, really nice. I'll have to tell you that, which is pretty good. But yeah, as you can see, even at 1440p, everything maxed out, and we are still at above 60 FPS, which is pretty good. Okay, so let's go back to the settings real quick. And what you can do as well, if you are lacking a little bit of FPS, you can also put the DLA to DLSS quality instead. Okay, so you can do that and gain even more FPS. As you can see here, around 30% more performance when playing. And as you can see, from 60-ish FPS, we jump all the way to 95 FPS. And DLSS quality at 1440p, especially with the new transformer model, like it almost looks as good as native resolution, right? At 1440p, even at 1080p with the old model, the CNN model, yes, you could get a little bit of pixelation. I don't usually recommend using quality at 1080p, but with the new transformer model at 1080p, you can even use quality and it still looks really good. So just keep that in mind. And at 1440p, I mean, we're not even gonna talk about it. I mean, it looks almost as good as native. So there's nothing wrong with using quality at 1440p and playing the game. I mean, as you can see, it still looks very good, very sharp, and it's pretty nice, right? So yeah, let's go back to 1080p just for the sake of the video, because again, we will switch back to 1440p later after the when we transition to the next area, right? For now, we'll just keep 1080p because OBS is recording at 1080p, and recording at 1440p, you basically don't have any difference on your end. So yeah, as you can see here, we got some cutscenes. Again, this is 1080p DLA. I switched back, so yeah, a little healing, first aid. All right. So yeah, we're just gonna play through the demo, and you can basically check out the FPS at the top. We do a little bit of fighting here and there. One more. We take these out first. Very nice. All right. Yeah, I mean, as you can, I should probably reset the average. I forgot about that. But yeah, I mean, the game with the 4060 Ti, it runs pretty well. I mean, as you can see, we have to just dodge a little bit here. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, even with like all these effects, as you can see, like it still holds up pretty well. Oh, I got him. Look at that. I mean, the game is really, it's really beautiful. Really amazing. And there we go. We're gonna get the first boss fight. So we're gonna test out the performance with a boss fight as well. Just so you can see what you're getting into. As you can see in like cutscenes and all that, it does drop the FPS a little bit because, again, as we said, these cutscenes are rendered in engine. So in these like very fast jumps in cutscenes, basically the game and the GPU has to render these scenes in like 1 millisecond. So that's why you see like those spikes in the frame time graph at the below the FPS. You will see like spikes when like there's like very fast jumps between scenes, because it has to render like everything in like 1 millisecond, and it has to compromise a little bit of performance, obviously, because again it is rendering everything in engine, right? It's not like a video playing or whatever, right? So yeah. And sadly, I mean, also this is like a little bit of different type of video. I usually do benchmarks just like without me commenting, but since this game is like basically doesn't have any save points, you cannot like save and load back or whatever, so it is a little bit weird to do that is gonna take a lot of time, because as you can see, like the cutscenes, you cannot really skip them either. Like it will take a lot of like time to basically do like split screens and all that, but again, it's just testing the 4060 Ti, so it's not really too much work. So I just said, like, why not just play the game and just do a little bit of a different type of video today. So yeah, which is pretty nice. I mean, let me know, do you prefer these types of benchmarking or the other ones? All right, so yeah, just let me know. For now, we're just gonna fight this little boss here. There we go. Oh, and then rush. There we go, we got him. Give him a little stun. I mean, this game is really awesome though. It's like Dark Souls-ish. It's like a Souls-like, which is very good. Get parried, boy! Uh-oh. I think I killed it, yeah. Very nice. They're gonna do their little finisher moves. Very, very over the top. But yeah. As you can see, even in like a boss fight, a lot of effects, a lot of things happening, the FPS still holds up. We are at averaging 100 FPS, which is very, very good. I mean, the 4060 Ti is doing very, very good job here, as you can see, right?
The damage to your body
But yeah,
is serious.
after this cutscene, we're gonna transition to the other part of the game, to another scene where like it's a city with like a lot of rain, a lot of reflections. So we're gonna see how it performs there as well. We're gonna do again 1080p, and I will also switch to 4040p to just see, like, maybe some of you have 4040p monitors and you want to see like how it performs natively at 4040p, so we can do that and, you know, maybe use a little bit of DLSS or whatever. And again, keep in mind, we are recording on the same PC, so just a reminder that like whatever FPS you see, just add on top of it, maybe like from like all the games that I tested, it's about 5% to 6% more performance. So yeah, as you can see, like if it's 100 here, so add maybe like 5 more FPS or 6 more FPS, something like that. So that's what you would get if you're not recording like me. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Right. And yeah, this is the Alpha Nituba or whatever.
Here, friend.
Yeah.
It's me.
It's a little bit weird that you cannot skip cutscenes, but yeah, it's alright. The cutscenes are pretty well done though. So, and the game is, as you can see here, it is very brutal, right? It's hot and brutal, and we do like that. So that's pretty good, right? They definitely know what they're doing with this game. They know their target audience for sure. Yeah.
Get out of here. Taki!
Yeah. Stelarbleed. No, right. Access character in tenant bank. Yeah. Now we're gonna transition to the other. As you can see, like it's rendering. You see the frame time graph there, because it's switching to like a whole different scene. And everything here is in engine. As you can see, the GPU usage is at like 98%, as you can see right there. And yeah. So in like these switches, as you can see, a little bit of like stuttering on the frame time graph there. There it is, right? So yeah, just keep that in mind. That is normal because of the engine rendering, right?
It's quiet.
Here we go.
Still, make sure to stay.
And we're gonna test some like reflection stuff, how it looks like with all the rain and everything. And then after that, we're gonna go to the boss fight, the repeatable boss fight. When you finish the demo, they do give you like some sort of like a repeatable boss fight that you can do as well. We're gonna test some performance in there as well. So we have some sort of like 3 scenes to better gauge the FPS with the 4060 Ti. Alright. And yeah, I mean, this game is awesome. Like, it already came out on PS5, I think, a while ago.
Get ready.
And it's about to come out on PC in just a bit. So it's very, very interesting. And from what I played yesterday, or the day before, I think, from what I played, like, first impression, I mean, this game is amazing.
Must be Ados.
I'll just tell you that. Like, this game is absolutely amazing. So, yeah, it's like a Souls-like, with like very, very good like combat, very, very gameplay. Like, I'm definitely playing this when it comes out in like a week or so. It's very, very good.
Something is falling from the sky.
Like, just the demo, like, got me, like, 100%, which is pretty good.
This must be Earth's rain.
Oh yeah, and this is about to start the gameplay section in Ados, the Silent Street. There it is. As you can see, we got some reflections. Nothing too special on the side of reflections. It's only like screen space reflections. So, but they did a very, very well done, very, very good job with the reflections, as you're gonna see a little bit later there. But as you can see here, in this different scene, the FPS is still pretty good. We can restart the average if we want. We are at about 90-ish FPS here. Right, 94, yeah, 92, 90, something like that. Even with like faster movement and all that. We got a little bit of combat here that we can do. There it is. We loot a little bit of gold. And as you can see, reflections here are pretty well done. They are very good. Like, nothing too crazy. It's not like anything like reconstruction or whatever, but they are looking very good, right? And yeah, very performant too. You don't lose too much performance either, so this is very good. As you can see, around 90-ish FPS, even with all these like rain droplets, reflections, different scenes, buildings and all that. So yeah, it is very, very impressive for sure, right? So we're gonna switch to 1440p. Yes. Let me just switch to 1440p. Hopefully we can do it on the first go this time. And it worked. Okay. That's good. As you can see, 1440p in this city, because there's a lot of reflections and all that, it is quite slightly a little bit more performance demanding than the other scenes. But again, always above 60 FPS, and if you see any drops below, like maybe 59, 58, 56, something like that, keep in mind we are recording on the same PC, so do add maybe 3 to 4 FPS to whatever you're seeing, so maybe 58 is actually around 61 or 62, so just keep that in mind, right? So if it drops a little bit below that, don't be too afraid. You're like, oh, I cannot game with like native DLAA at 1440p. Well, you can. If you're not recording, then you can, right? But yeah, I mean, even if you have like maybe like a slightly lower card or whatever, and you need to use DLSS, then again, as you can see here, we are at about 60-ish, 62, something like that. You can always just use DLSS quality, and it still looks very, very good. Like, again, 1440p, it still looks very, very good. You won't see the difference here because my OBS is recording at 1080p. I don't want to like stop and re-record and all that, but for me, like as I'm seeing right here, there's barely any difference between DLAA and quality at 1440p, especially because, I mean, it looks as good as native, right? So don't be afraid to use DLSS quality, right? If you're gaming at 1440p, 1080p with the 4060 Ti or anything equivalent to this card, you shouldn't really be worried that much. The only thing that you should be worried about is the VRAM consumption, right? It's the VRAM consumption. As you can see here, everything maxed out with textures at 4K, right? At 1440p. This is 1440p, right? We are at about 13.8. So if you don't have a 16GB card, maybe don't go at 4K at 1440p or 1080p, right? Maybe reduce this to like maybe very high, right? Or maybe high, or maybe if you're gaming at 1080p, then keep it at very high, but put it at 1080p, because increasing the resolution does increase the VRAM consumption as well. So just play with those settings a little bit and see the meter here. It is quite accurate, so just gauge with this meter right here to see if you're if your card can handle the amount of VRAM it's consuming, right? The game is consuming, right? But for us, 4K, even at 4040p, with everything maxed out, and we are at 13.8, and we can handle it, right? So it is pretty good, right? So yeah. Also, if you want as well, you can also turn on frame generation if you want, right? You can do 2x, but it also supports 3x and 4x if you have like a 50 series card, right? But again, keep in mind, frame generation does consume a little bit of more of VRAM as well. So just keep that in mind. If you are right at the cap of VRAM and you don't have too much room, probably don't enable frame generation, because it will decrease your FPS instead of increasing it, right? So just keep that in mind when you do that, right? But yeah, as you can see, if you add a little bit of frame generation, and as you can see, we are all the way up to 120-ish FPS, right? As you can see there. The latency does increase a little bit, but since we are already above 60 FPS, we had like around like 80 to 90 with the DLSS quality at 4040p, then I mean the performance, the latency performance is not too demanding, and it's not gonna do too much. It's not too much of a difference, maybe a few milliseconds here and there, but other than that, I mean, it's not like if you enable it when you are at like 40 FPS, right? Because if you are above 60, you shouldn't really worry that much. But for us, we don't really need frame generation, so we're just gonna disable it, right? And we're gonna put it back at DLA, and we are going to put it back at 1080p, right? There it is. Space mode, yes. And yeah, we are back at 1080p, full, everything maxed out at DLA, native resolution. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, even with like the rain reflections, we did a little bit of combat as well. The game still holds up. I mean, it's very well optimized, and this is really good. So this is basically the second scene. Now, to close things up, we can basically do a quick go back to the menu. We're gonna test out the boss battle that you get when you finish the demo. They will give you like a boss challenge that you can basically just keep repeating if you want, which is pretty fun, to be honest. So we're gonna do that real quick, okay? As you can see, they will give you like a character with like fully built already, and we can basically test out the boss battle. This is 1080p, DLA, native, no frame generation, nothing like that. So yeah, you're gonna see it's around, from what I tested, it's about like 80-ish, between 90, 85 and 95, something like that. So yeah. Right. Oh boy. Yeah, we are at about 100, I think. Yeah, I mean, even with all these effects and all that, like the FPS is still pretty good. So yeah, we can say that it pretty much handles. Oh, I got grabbed. Well, it can pretty much handle like anything there, right? And we died because I was looking at the FPS counter. But yeah, I mean, 1080p, you can pretty much handle all those effects, no problem. If you die, you can skip cutscenes at least, so that's good. I'm gonna put it to 1440p native real quick, just to test out the 1440p fellows out there. Okay, it didn't mess up, that's good. No frame generation, it's DLSS native, by the way, I didn't change anything. And we can see here, we are still doing pretty good. I need to pay attention to what he's doing. Right? yeah, around like 70-ish. Should probably restart the average. Oh boy. It's really hard to do that and see the FPS at the same time. Oh, I messed up the counter there. Well, I died again. But yeah, as you can see, even at 4040p, you can still play with like all these like effects and all that, so it is not really that big of a deal. If you got a 4060 Ti, you can pretty much just crank everything up. Just make sure you have the 16GB model, not the 8GB model one, and pretty much that's it. I mean, the game is very well optimized, as we said. And yeah, so yeah, this is pretty much it for Stellar Blade. Again, just let me know, like, is this type of benchmarking a little bit better than the other type of benchmarking? Because again, like as you saw, the game does not really have like any like saves, and you have to save and load and all that. So I thought might as well just do a live benchmarking session, because why not, right? So yeah, just let me know if this is more enjoyable than the non-commentary ones. And yeah, I also, again, as I said, I already played the demo, and I recorded like an hour 30-minute session of the whole demo, I think, where I basically talked about the performance, the benchmarking, the mechanics of the game, how I feel about them, are they good, are they not good, and at the end basically I just gave like a review, sort of like first impression with the game as well. So I mean, if you want me to release the video, just let me know and I will do it. Otherwise, I'll probably let it sit until I am a little bit more free to basically edit it out and put it out there. But if you want it more early, then just let me know, alright? And I will prioritize it. But yeah, other than that, Stellar Blade, very well optimized game. Again, the 4060 Ti 16GB model is doing very well. 1080p, everything maxed out. With DLSS native, you can pretty much average around 100 FPS in the game, which is pretty insane. And if you put it at 4040p, at native 4040p, you can pretty much average between 60-ish and 70-ish FPS as well, which is pretty good. And if you need a little bit more FPS, you can pretty much just go to DLSS quality, which the transformer model still looks pretty good, even on 4040p, or even at 1080p if you want even more FPS than 100, I guess, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Stellar Blade, very good game. Definitely gotta play it out. I'll probably like put a video on it or whatever, as I said, the video that I recorded. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you find it helpful and all that, please do consider subscribing and giving it a like as well. If you want to check out more videos, more benchmarking, more system requirements and all that, you can pretty much check out the videos on your screen right here. And yeah, I mean, this is pretty much it, right? Thank you so much for watching, and as usual, I'll see you in the next video. All right?